Let's see, whoever's in the first row, um, it's just off to the left and then right down the parallel taxiway.
Okay.
Got a few hiccups.
Yep. Are we ready, or is everybody ready?
So,
Rev is right ahead of me, it looks like.
yeah, although he didn't have any lights on.
You guys go ahead and go. My lights still aren't working.
That's super weird. When I came in, everything was on.
Yeah, everything's a hot jet, so I don't know what Rick did to break it.
Paul, you know me well, don't you? I'm going to sit here and muddle through this thing, so y'all go ahead and go. If I can make it, I will.
You might check your key mapping from your box, Reb, and see if things are still responding. You know, they're still mapped where they should be.
I'm talking about I can't even turn them on from inside the cockpit.
Try cycling your pinky switch.
I just wonder if your box is set to like closed or something. You know.
Hiccup, do you want me to lead us?
Oh yeah, if you don't mind, Snoopy, that'd probably be better because I've never even flown this area, especially at night. That'd probably be a fiasco.
Me neither. It's all good.
You're a natural leader, though.
Tell that to the people that work for me.
Yeah, I'll follow you, Hiccup.
Okay.
So in the videos, it looked like they had the taxi lines more sized correctly than what happened somehow in Nellis, but yeah, they didn't. Yeah, we're just doing a short kind of test of what the night lighting is like in the Persian Gulf, and then we're going to switch over to a daylight free flight mission and just mess around some.
Yeah, I'm in control options.
Holy shit. Whoever's behind me is that taxi light bright. No, you can leave it on. It's just like the whole inside of my cockpit is super bright.
Yeah, that's when you were on behind me. It, like I was not a human. It got illuminated completely across the front panel. What were you saying, Rib?
I was checking my bindings in control options, and they're all working. So I don't know what the problem is.
So this is what, about a 3/4 moon? It looks pretty good.
Yeah, the moon definitely has an impact, that's for sure. Hey Rick, don't abandon us though, because the free flight mission are all cold start, so we'll see how that works out for you.
Okay. Yeah, I was checking my button box bindings, looking in the cockpit, and it's operating the switches in the cockpit, but the lights just aren't coming on.
What about the lights inside your cockpit, like the console lights, instrument lights? Can you adjust those?
Yeah, the instrument lights are on. Let me see if I can use the rheostat and adjust.
What's the key binding for looking up FPS?
Control print. Hold on. Control pause.
There you go. Thank you. That's pretty good. I'll take it in my lowly 980 Ti.
That's exactly what I'm running.
So the cockpit lighting you're seeing right now is the bug that they posted about other aircraft external light affecting the cockpit. So this is the A-10 behind me's taxi light illuminating my cockpit lighting. All right, I'm stopping for a second to see where we're at in F10.
Okay.
I don't want to do the round the perimeter tour.
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, just downloading the new update.
Taking
Shower,
your sweet
ate
time.
dinner, and kick back. Man, the starting to move man, it looks great. Wow. What can I say? I was looking at the pictures and watched a couple
Yeah,
videos
floodlights
today.
are still completely useless in the A10.
From the way I understand it, that is running on server 2, correct, Snoop?
Correct.
We just have to buy it and download it. Rick,
Hey,
I need some money. Just kidding.
I'm sitting on the tarmac here in the Middle East, but none of my lights work on the outside of the aircraft, and we don't know why.
Check your pinky switch. You've been having trouble with that for years.
Everybody in here said, check my pinky switch. My pinky switch is good.
Yeah,
I
you've
know,
been
but
told.
you-
Hey, Tracy, he's been told so many times. Even if it is wrong, he's not going to admit it now.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because he had a bad connection in that pinky switch 2.5 years ago, and I don't think it's ever been fixed.
Yeah, I've had it wear out.
Snoopy's taking 3-1 right, and we'll line up for 3 ship. We'll do 10-second interval takeoffs, so we don't get separated too much.
Oh man, are you guys flying?
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Y'all
No.
ran the Oak Club.
It's free flight. We're screwing off. I do have my Twitch stream up if if you're that bored.
Oh yeah, I am that bored.
Reb, you might try disabling that pinky switch in the control just to see if it's shorted or something.
Yeah, try the actual key bindings for it. That was the first thing to go on my last Warthog.
Well, if everybody in here has told him the same thing, we must be right.
Well, if I
So
know
quit
him,
arguing, Rick. Just get it fixed.
we'll never know if we are.
Oh, we will.
2 in position break set.
You forget I'm his brother. If when I know, you'll know. Isn't that what brothers do?
All right, pick up. Go 17 Yankee, air-to-air TACAN, and we'll do have yardstick up.
17 Yankee. And just to confirm, that is transit receive, not the air-to-air, right?
Yep. It's air-to-air transmit receive, all the way
Oh,
to
it
the
is?
right.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
So, if y'all are still watching, you can see what the strobes look like on the ground now. A lot. To
Yeah, I think the lighting looks fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people that have never seen it that's just shocked. All right, Silent, go ahead and run them up. One's in the green.
2's in the green.
Here's the green.
All right, I'm gonna roll now. 10 seconds.
Snoop, you take it off to the dark.
It's A firm.
And one's there, one's there.
I just want to make sure I was seeing it right.
Raise the wheels up.
Yeah, I'll offer a Silent 1 airborne is fragged. One's 200 knots, heading 124, about to cross 1,000. I'm gonna level off at 5,000.
Oh, there's a flare.
Okay, so.
Oh.
Did you see my flare?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Nice.
Very prominent. Looks like an actual illumination flare.
And crossing 2,000.
Do you want us at echelon left, Snoopy?
That's fine. Yeah. Actually, come up echelon right because we're gonna turn to the right to head back before we break up to land. Crossing 2,500. And by the way, because of the nice blue tint over the TAD, it's actually easier to see if you just take the brightness down almost all the way. One of you guys are close. There you are. I had some strobe lights.
Got 2 saddles.
Copy.
Those strobes are bright.
You know, all you guys are my good friends, but all right, smart asses, I got it fixed.
Pinky switch.
Paul, you ain't even gonna get to sleep in the tent.
I'll just talk to Amy. She'll take care of me.
The Air Force is gonna hang up on the Navy. No, I just shut the plane down and restarted it, and you know, as a normal start, it's working.
And then he slammed that pinky switch in reverse.
All right, leveling off for 5,000.
3 saddles.
I hope you hurry up and get pictures where something bad happened.
Yeah, I just did. All right, we're gonna check left, and we'll head back towards the general area of the airfield. Let's go 700 ITT.
That strobe in your cockpit is very distracting.
I like it.
Call is going to be used a lot more.
Say again?
Smash off is going to be used a lot more.
Yeah.
Darn, that strobe is bright.
Yeah, like Stuco was saying, we were talking earlier. See how everything, you know, ends up falling once they get done tweaking it. But yeah, we may end up adjusting night lighting SOPs.
Hey, Hiccup, how do the city lights look to you?
They look okay. I mean, they look realistic. Actually,
Leveling out 300.
They're kind of having like a shimmering look. I wonder if it's my video card setting.
I'm getting the same thing. I noticed that earlier.
Yeah, it's a little bit shimmer. It actually looks to me kind of realistic.
Snoopy was that yardstick telling you. Snoopy,
Wow, that
what
strobe-
was
Trouble in the wing looked great.
17 Yankee.
17 Yankee, thank you.
Yep. All right, go pinky switch forward.
Are you talking to me?
All of us.
My pinky switch is not mapped anymore. Sorry.
Okay, never mind. Just kill strobes then.
I have no idea where I'm going, but I am going to taxi.
You're
Enfield
gonna go on the
1-1
map. That's
inbound.
the TAD, the F10 TAD.
Enfield 1-1. Fly heading
I
288.
plan on finding you guys.
QFE 29.87. Runway 13 to pattern altitude.
Okay, so zoomed out, you can't really see the runway lighting too good directly off to our
Enfield
left.
1-1. Clear
Zoomed
for
in is
visual,
pretty
contact
right.
tower.
All right, let's go ahead and separate 1 mile trail, and we'll go in for 3-1 right.
You don't want to do a night overhead break?
Negative. Can't break all the rules during a free flight.
You just want to peel off into trail?
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and break.
Well, I took a ride out of the parking area. I assume I'm going down toward the runway. I see approach lights down there.
Is Baxter supposed to kick out, or am I missing something?
Yeah, Baxter, go
I
ahead
thought
and
you
kick
were
out.
gonna peel. You want me to kick out?
Yeah. We're gonna extend some, and then I'm gonna go in.
Sounds good. I was confused. I thought we were just gonna peel off one by one to the left.
I wasn't sure either.
That's my bad. Not being as clear as a normal sortie since we're just screwing around. All right, I'm checking to the left now since almost over the water.
I'm closing. I misjudged, so I'm kind of closing in.
Yeah, you're good. The key is we don't crash into each other while we're just screwing around.
Not over yet.
Yeah, well, we have not flown a lot at night in a very long time, so.
And on a brand new map, too.
Yeah, that's what it was before we taxied. I was like, Hiccup, you want me to go first? She's like, yeah, I've never flown at night or here before. I'm like, yeah, me neither.
Right, Baxter, I'm going strobe zone. Hopefully you can see me better.
Yeah, everyone go ahead and anti-collision on.
You're really liking that rift, aren't you, Paul?
Actually, I'm not even flying in the Rift right now. This is just my normal screen.
Well, the water reflection looks good.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to start descending and slow into 200. And I'll dock for solid 1-1, inbound straight in, 3-1 right. So I'm going to start doing screenshots when I get back on Tuesday and start making the flip.
Okay. Maybe I'm not sure I see the runway. I'm just following you.
Copy. It's just in front of me. Not sure.
I got it. Yeah, I've got it now. Thanks.
Copy.
Yep.
I sure hope you got a better vision than I do through your. Oh my goodness, it's dark.
Well, it
See it
helps
now?
to zoom in.
Yeah, I'm holding it 3-1 right. I see y'all
All right, I'm at 185 knot. Gear and flaps.
Two saying.
I mean, the runway lighting, even though, you know, from a couple miles out, still not as bright as it probably should be. I definitely think it's better than it was, or is in at Nellis.
It's good. I'm closer to it.
Slowing to 140 knots.
Two.
And when I get down, I will take the right side.
Two.
3.
And 1
Altitude,
5
altitude.
knots.
I'm just ignoring these VASI lights. I'm way low, but they come good.
Yeah, I'm over here on the left-hand runway. Take off and just make a circuit and come back and land.
All right, one's down, moving to the right.
Sweet.
Two landed twice. I'm on the left side.
Okay, Reb is rolling.
Still got that weird flashing on the second monitor.
Yeah, I have the same thing on my second one. I'm on the ground.
Yep, I wonder if that's where I should have gone off.
Reb is airborne as fragged. I'm just gonna make a left-hand pattern and come back.
Copy. Yeah, it looks like we got a taxiway off to the right here, so.
Yeah, looks like we got a little EOR down there.
Yeah.
Enfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Oh, there's the taxiway.
Yeah, y'all got a long way to taxi back.
Taxi to parking area.
Oh, we're just gonna shut down here.
And two's clear.
Enfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Well, you can definitely tell the difference between the taxi and the landing light, which is quite different from it's always been.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of halo around the city lights.
Yeah, we are too. Yeah, one of the we need an A10 upgraded to Suite 8 with the new taxi and landing lights that are LED, and it's got two settings. One, a regular traditional whitish light, and then an MVG only light.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, can you guys look at your like your Hars, Iggy, Tizzle lights and see if they're doubled up? Steer point, anchor, TAC, and ILS, those lights.
It doesn't look like it.
No, mine look good, Baxter.
All right, that must be what's going on. I must have like a VR turned on or something.
Oh yeah.
They look like they're like trying to do 2 images at once.
Yep. No, mine are right like they should be. That might be some of the out of cockpit things you're in CNC.
Everything else in the cockpit is normal except for those lights.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering if that's why the city lights look so weird too. I'll check the settings.
Now the outside view from Reb's airplane, you can see the whole airport and landscape a lot brighter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's like F2 view is brighter than in the pit.
Definitely.
You think adjusting the contrast a tick would help at all?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really tried anything.
Leave that to Oliver.
Yeah, he'll tell us. All right, as soon
He
as
won't hesitate to tell us.
as soon as Rick's on the ground, I'll go back in to the server, start the daytime free flight mission, and so when we go in there, load 2 travel pods on 5 and 7, or 5 and 8, 4 and 8, sorry, and an external on the center line.
Wow.
That'll be a first for me.
It's gonna be a long flight.
Well, not necessarily, but that way we don't have to worry about it. And
Now, Reb, he said we're gonna wait until you're on the ground. He didn't say landed.
yeah, if you crash, all I'm going to do is take a screenshot. And oh, by the way, I'm going to watch you. I'm going to go at F2 view on your jet because I'm streaming. So people may be getting bored just watching us. So no pressure, don't crash.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Looks like the taxiway lights are a lot brighter in F2 as well.
Yeah, my view right there, so it looks great. But it is different. Quite a bit better.
Enfield 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 13. Path 1.
All right, Reb.
Can't believe how bright these strobes are.
All right, let me remote in real quick.
Back out, check my settings.
Okay.
All the net lights look different. They're really reflecting off the ground.
I'm going to say that the taxi light landing light's a lot better in this than it is in Knitter.
Yeah, it is. Well, I think Knitter now it might be the same.
Oh, that last download?
Yeah, in and out today, in the daytime, the strobes were very apparent, so I think the lighting is probably going to be the same.
Yeah, I think the only things that may need some tweaking is actual like lighting of Nellis and Las Vegas.
Okay. I'm going to step away for a sec. Be right back.
Yep.
Will your Twitter restart automatically soon?
Yeah, I just set it to that standby, so because I don't have the easier password and Outlook.
Just fine, I'll just leave it in.
I had read something or heard something a few days ago about they were talking about the city lights in the version map that they were going to have to be toned down.
I think some people said they weren't bright enough, but like the cities.
Oh, well, they can do away with a halo.
I think that's what people were saying, is it didn't really have a halo.
Oh, well, I saw a halo on my flight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, pinky switch. Alright, the server is, or the mission is situated.
I'm at 80% on my download. I got home load. Looks like my download's slowed down. Like it's my speed with it.
Well, my stream is pretty amazing.
That's all right.
Paul, I'm still in Select Road. Do I need to come all the way back out and then get back in? Or?
If it'll let you get in an aircraft with the mission restarted, you don't need to.
Let's see.
It's been a very long time since I've reset to a different mission.
Oh, no, it's
Pick up
daytime. It's daytime.
Wow, I wouldn't think it would. Hey, we all learn something.
Pinky switch.
He got to slam it.
Okay, I'm going to have to start this one. This is cold start.
So, Rick, when I come see you in a few weeks, and Amy gives me weird looks every time I say pinky switch, you hopefully will remember what I'm talking about.
Just call him Papa, short for Papa Sierra.
Yeah, another section also. We'll be out of pinky for real.
I just shut her down and just, did a normal start. All boys were.
Sticking to it.
You got it.
All right, whose jet is rotating?
Saw it stand on its nose.
Uh-oh.
Me when I was loading, maybe?
Yeah, it was loading. It's settled down now. It's sitting there straight and level now.
Hey, don't
Oh,
forget to
look at
restart your Twitch.
Yep, it should be any moment now. Also, switch to your personal skin or the regular 76 skin.
I've never seen the 75th skin.
Yeah, this is default in the game.
Really? They have a 75th skin in Euro?
Yeah. We have a Euro, but it's the 76. It's the original one that we had when we first stood up.
Yeah, I remember that one.
You jets are dark green.
And what are we doing for a loadout? I missed that.
Travel pod on 4 and 8, and centerline on 6. I wish we could load single LAU 88s, because then we do that on 3 and 9 to simulate our normal deployment configuration with the TGP, but we'll just go with these 3 items.
Request rearming. Copy.
Well, this is the first for me with this loadout. Kind of neat.
And I'll, before we get taxiing, tell you what you need to do to make sure there's center line transfers.
Okay, thanks.
Rearming complete.
Cool hand, are you seeing the screen yet?
Yes.
Do you want that tan flight suit?
Yes. Looking good.
Pull up, pull up.
Is everybody going to the tan flight sloop?
Altitude, altitude.
Probably close.
Add me to the list, I guess.
Follower.
Yeah.
See what happens when you remember the pinky switch?
We're not gonna build a flight plan, huh, Smithy?
Nah.
Okay.
If you do, I would just put in El Dafra so we know how to get back.
Okay.
That's probably all I'll do. I figure we will taxi down to 1-3, take off on 1-3 right, fly down over to the coast, and then fly up along the coast until we get to the Heroin Needle. At the Heroin Needle, just before, we'll try and get a finger 4 right formation. Actually, let's make it finger 4 left, and try and get a good shot of the 4 ship in front of that, or flying past that. Be a nice picture.
So, who's in what position?
Just whoever's number 2, and whoever lines up 2, 3, and 4, just
Okay.
respectively. We can just go in the order we are now, where Reb's 2, I think you're 3, and Baxter's 4.
Sounds good to me.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, good, how are you?
I'm okay.
Hey, look, I know this is the first flight at the Persian Gulf 476. Since I'm on Twitch, can I be included in that list? I hate I'm missing it, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when your brother was able to get his computer to update before you.
Yeah, but I was at home. He was at work.
Oh, no.
Hey, I sent him the link.
That I believe.
Yeah, I got homework. Somebody's got to work, you know.
Now we could have made it really interesting
No.
and loaded externals
Yeah, right. Thanks, Raj.
on 4 and 8. Then we really would have had a lot of gas.
No, I said some of us. Man, I need my buddy Joe here to help.
Yep.
I think this is his last week. He's really frustrated.
Yeah.
long days getting it closed out.
So we know the E-Plars is still not completely functioning correct, but go ahead and do group 7-6 and own 1 in your respective spot.
We have
see-
a good jet.
Did you say 0, 1 and on down?
1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4.
Okay, yeah, I've already got mine in.
You guys about to jump on the Persian Gulf?
We are actually on our second, so we started off with a quick takeoff, fly a circle, and land at night. And now we're just starting up during the daytime.
Fun stuff. I gotta fix my throttles. I still have my afterburner D10 on from the Mirage.
I mean, you can have that on the A10, it just means you've got a tailfire.
I think I'm okay.
One's got a good jet.
All right, you ready to go down to Alpha there, Tordillo?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You guys have a good flight.
All right, thanks, guys.
Have fun.
Yep, you all fine.
Bye.
Where's good jet?
Copy. Go mid radio. I know we're not on SRS, but 250.45. That's ATC for here.
Sorry, Stevie, can you repeat the frequency again, please?
Yeah, from 250.450. TACAN 96 X-ray. Field elevation is 52 feet, so we'll see what that altimeter setting is when we get down to 13, right.
Infield 1-1. Request startup.
4's got a good jet.
Good.
Correction, 2, they got a good
Clear
jet.
for startup.
I copy, everyone's good.
Infield 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
All right, while I'm thinking about it, on your fuel control panel, on the right-hand side, where it says external tanks right under the landing gear handle, hit fuse, the button, or the switch for fuse.
Is that all you need to do for external tanks?
Yep.
Wow.
Huh. I'm not picking up TACAN yet, by the way. I don't know if it'll come on when we get up.
I didn't even try it. Let's see. So even at Nellis, it's been weird. Before today, obviously, I would turn it on, like when we flew on Monday, and I didn't get anything until it would have to like sit there and warm up. So I got it on. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and sometimes if you're out in the range coming back, it'll freeze at like 73 miles or some thing you have to cycle on and off, and it'll start working on a lot of things.
Now I've got tone, but I don't have anything on the HSI.
Yeah, I'm getting the identifier.
I haven't heard that yet. You did say 9.6 X-ray, right?
Hey, firm.
Yeah, I'm getting the Morse code identifier on it, but yeah, I'm not getting anything in the HSI.
All right, everybody got a good jet?
3.
2.
All right, let's go ahead and make this nice little trek down to the end of 1-3 right. And I purposely did not stay right on the taxi line.
Well, that's the first time I've seen the Flying Tiger on the engine this fleet.
Yeah, my skin is based off of the 75th anniversary paint scheme that we did on one of the jets, or they did in one of the jets at Moody.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it looks good. I think Walt Disney came up with that.
Recon, I
Sure
tried that
did.
earlier. Unfortunately, raindrops don't appear on the A10 yet.
Yeah, he did it for the Flying Tigers.
Hey, Rev, did you see they just opened up the refurbished Memphis Belle at the Air Force Museum at Wright Pat?
Yeah, that's cool.
I need
Had
to
a
make
lot-
another trip.
Yeah, I'd like to go see her now, because after having worked on her for 8 years, I always, in fact, I wrote an editorial for the Memphis paper how Memphis didn't deserve to have the airplane in Memphis because the public did not care anything about it, and I thought it should be moved to Wright-Patterson. And finally, well, the airplane actually still belongs to the Air Force. 1946.
It is at Dayton, Ohio.
City
It's,
of Memphis
right
bought
at-
it from
right
the Air
side
Force. It
Airport
was
Base,
out in
Recon.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the graveyard, and they bought it from the Air Force for $350. And after research, after the Memphis Bell Association started trying to refurbish it, they found out that Memphis never paid the Air Force, and the Air Force took the plane back.
Oh, sweet. Clamshells.
350 pounds.
Sorry, I got excited because what is coming up on our left, yeah, that's where phase would be done on, like, A10s. Basically, like, well, you guys can't see it, but anybody watching the stream, the curved ends that open up, because of the width of the clamshell as a whole, someone has to be on a ladder on most of them and push some of the fabric out of the way so the wingtips can clear to get in there.
That's cool.
Hey, Reb, I have my Memphis Belle memorabilia proudly displayed in my flight simulator room now.
Very good.
Thank you very much again.
You're quite welcome.
Damn, I thought it was a long taxi at Nellis. I guess I can speed up some. Too busy looking around.
Now let's see what the center line tank's for.
Yeah. So our loadout is basically normally our cross country when we go down range configuration with the addition of the TGP and the Lao 88s on 3 and 9.
Neat.
Well, we go from one desert to another desert.
Yep. Now I'm looking forward to the Syria map, so hopefully we have that in the next year or two. And we can launch out of Incirlik if we're lucky. And Al Dafra, Cylon 1 holding short of 3-1 right.
So Snoopy, are you going to just have to invent flips, or do you have something to go by?
So I will do exactly how I did in the Caucasus in Russia. I will take screenshots with in the mission editor and draw them.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I got spoiled with Nellis because all we had to do is edit most of the charts. There was a few I had to make, but not many.
Is anybody flying with you, Snoopy?
Yeah, it's me, Hiccup, Reb, and Baxter.
I hate you guys.
Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching on Twitch and installing DCS.
Should see it in a second when it catches up. All four of us.
Ah, there it is. The strobes are like in sequence.
Yeah, it's like mine and then from the back.
1432.
Eldafra, Silent 1-4 ship, A-10, taking 3-1 right for visual departure.
Two in position break set.
Enfield 1-1.
Three in
Negative.
position break.
Alright, Cylon, run 'em up.
Two's good.
One's in the green.
3 in the green.
All right, 10-second interval takeoff. One's rolling.
Ten-second rip.
I was pushing the throttles forward.
Gotcha.
Where's wheels up?
I'll dial for a silent 1 airborne strike. And one's crossing 2,000, heading 305. 206 knots. It's gonna level off at 5,000.
1, 2. Did you say finger 4 left?
Yes. One's crossing 3.
Two through 3.
One's crossing 4. And one's starting to level off at 5,000.
Two set.
Visual.
3 saddle.
Visual.
Saddle.
Alright, let's bump it up to 700 ITT. And go ahead and kill anti-collision. And Cylon, check right now. Damn, that water is pretty.
I was impressed with the moon reflecting off of it too.
Yeah.
They really have come a long way.
Yeah, the water looks amazing.
How are the frames?
I don't have my counter up, but so far, knock on wood, I haven't had any stutters or anything.
Yeah, I've got a 1030 and I'm getting 400 frames per second. Pretty good.
Must be doing something wrong with these triple screens.
No, man, I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm getting, but it is smooth.
All right, let's go 040. And let's descend to 3,000. And throttle them back to 650 ITT. And let's actually make it 2,500. Oh, there's my sailboat. Leveling off for 25. I busted some, so we'll have to correct. Sorry, I was sightseeing. Alright, leveling off. I'm on autopilot going to F10 map for a second. Reb, coming closer. Alright, let's correct slightly to the right, reference 040. Alright, one's established, 040. Trying to get us lined up to fly over those man-made island thingies too.
I believe they're called the Palm and the World Archipelago.
Yeah, I probably need to read up on the geography. Kind of like when I call the that one really tall building the heroin needle.
I think that really is what it is, though.
What is that called down? The Burj Al Arab?
I really don't know.
That
Right.
big 6-star hotel out there too.
Eddie would know. Let's head to the right slightly, 045. Alright, 1045. Let me check F10. Alright, let's make it 055, sorry. I mean, the water looks cool, but I want to see the sights over land. Alright, 055.
Oh, I see the heroin needle out there.
Yeah, we'll have to correct slightly, probably to the right, to make sure Reb doesn't collide into it for the pass picture, but we should be good for the most part. Alright, the first one, these man-made islands, looks like the Palm Jebel Ali. Probably butchering that. And the other one is Palm, and I can't read it, Jimma something. That's the one that's got, yeah, that's the one that actually has buildings on it.
It looks like the logo for Cobra.
Yeah. Can't see who just followed, but thanks, appreciate it. Alright, slight correction to the left now. And that's it, that should be good. Reb, need to come up some more so you're in the same line as Hiccup.
What are you doing, Hiccup? Nav light on the stern bar?
Exactly, that little nav light that's showing. I'm trying to put it just in front of the wingtip. I don't know if that's exactly right or not.
That's pretty close. So after, not this one, but the next one that stuff's populated on, I'm going to go to F2, take a couple quick shots of the 4-ship, Then we'll probably adjust slightly to the right so we get a little bit closer to the heroin needle to do another pick. And then after that we can loosen up the formation and see what else we can. We'll fly up the coast and back down, and we'll see how things are going.
Baxter, I mean, it's been a few weeks. Usually you're kind of stuck on leave.
Alright, let's go to the right slightly, I'll tell you when. We're actually going to go to the right of the heroin needle because of where the sun's at, so I can get clearer pictures of our jets. Alright, 060. Alright, Rick, slide up a little bit more. Maybe for old time's sake, you'll warp.
No, I haven't had much of that lately.
Famous last words, new map and new beta. The way these cities are populated is insanely impressive. Right, slightly to the left, probably about 055, but I'll let you know for sure now. Yeah, we'll go 055. Baxter, if it looks like you're going to be too close to the heroin needle, let me know, we'll adjust.
Oh, I'll make it work.
Then they go diamond formation.
Yeah, won't it be a cool shot as it goes through my left wing? I think I should clear it.
Got me. Now see what I'm saying? Imagine a mission where a simulated terrorist attack is going on in downtown there, like the train terminal or something, and trying to line up with the TGP to be able to employ smart munitions without too much collateral damage.
Yeah, that's a lot of weaponeering.
Yeah, definitely am moving the mission from Georgia to here. Alright, you guys can go route spacing and have a little more comfort.
Yeah, give me a chance to sightsee.
It's hard to believe this city was just like a sleepy little town in the 1970s.
Yeah, oil is an amazing thing. All right, let's to the left slightly, so we're flying up the coast. We'll go 045. And one is established 045.
That's a big airport.
That is a big one.
Dubai.
Yeah, that's the international one. May be able to find a chart for that one.
Yeah. Well, DCS needs some more variety on their civilian airliners. They're all like Airbus A300s, every one of them.
So, have you seen the mod that someone in the community's made?
I have. I haven't tried it though.
I haven't either. I've actually wanted to. I want to start playing around with Mist and scripting, and there's a script for that where they show where aircraft spawn at McCarran and then take off.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a lot of immersion for having civilian traffic flying around.
Yeah, well, especially there, and even here from out of there.
Yeah. So who's excited for next Wednesday?
Me, that way I can finish painting the 422nd skin. And work on the 510th.
Ooh.
Although my primary will still be this old slow. Commander Kilroy, it is way better flying MP than single player. I almost hardly never start up DCS to actually fly in single player. If I fire up DCS single player, it's basically testing skins that I made for the 476.
Yeah, these are going to be long trips to Iran.
So Stuka flew earlier, and it was about 40 minutes from El Dhafra to pretty much the direction we're going. He got into the south of Iran and flew back.
Well, that's not bad.
Now, the biggest thing is going to be, as an A-10, trying to terrain mask, because you're not going to once you start getting over the water. And then one thing we were talking about, you know, the Hornet, people are going to drop out of the sky, not taking into account fuel management and planning. Because theoretically, you know, if you put a carrier on the northern side of the Persian Gulf in this map, how many times they potentially would have to hit the carrier before even getting into the AOR, having to think about loiter time, to have to go back to get more gas to come back. Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
My plan initially is just to play around in the 18 and the 422nd let the guys that are gonna pretty much move to it full time create their stuff. I mean, I'll help with docs and stuff with needed and formatting and stuff, but yeah, this is my baby.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably want to help out. I really liked working on the Mirage. It was just so in the back of your head. It was like, oh, it's not gonna have a future.
Well, yeah, I think we could have. So I can't remember who I was. Oh, I think Hiccup and I were talking about it yesterday. It's kind of like the Harrier. I would have loved to have a Harrier squadron, but it's not to the point that it's really, you know, completely usable. And by the time it is, what's the interest going to be in actually having people come in and fly it? Because I would have actually made that my primary aircraft to get it off the ground, and then come back to the A-10 once we had enough people that were proficient, and you know, if someone was flying it that wanted to take over as a squadron commander.
Yeah, I think the Harrier eventually it'll have way more interest than the Baguette did.
Oh yeah, well it's a U.S. aircraft. I mean, that sounds kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of, you know, our stuff's better, but I mean,
nationalistic.
Well, you know, I'm not going to say that because I'm streaming and I'm being politically correct, but I mean, it's a NATO aircraft. It's, you know, what people like to fly, unless you know, for some reason love flying Russian aircraft.
Yeah, but I think the Harrier mission is very. I think that's very. I think a lot of people would like that. Drop bombs, go right back, pick up more bombs, go right back in. As a CAS airplane, I think the Harrier would be fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's basically a faster version of what we're flying now with less payload.
Yeah, plus you add in the extra, you know, it's like the Harrier or the carrier aspect of the Hornet. You have vertical landings and different kinds of landings in the Harrier.
Yep. Now I'd really like to have a Harrier and the 18 and eventually a 16, of course.
Yeah, I think the 16 will be here before the Harrier's finished. That's my guess.
And I'm hoping the A29 by Razbam, and this is for Oscar and Glipgo, although they'll probably never watch the stream. I hope it's worth the damn, because if it's two-seater enabled, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's a pretty airplane too.
All right, let's climb up to 5,000. Go ahead and throttle to 700. So I can't see who just followed, but thanks for the follow.
And with the 18, I think there's going to be a lot more people flying DCS.
Oh yeah, I can remember back in the first that there was guys that flew BMS that were talking even way back then that a F-18 or an F-16, and they were pretty much done with BMS. I think the most limiting thing we have in the 476th is proficient and people that want to build missions.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm trying to learn some of that, but yeah, like Mist and scripting, that's way above me.
Well, I think that's everyone. It's every multiplayer organization has that issue.
11 out to 5,000. But the Discord for Mist is constantly full of folks. Alright, let's, we should be good. If we need to climb when we get closer to the mountains, we will. We'll stay on this heading. Looks like approximately 038.
That would be fantastic.
Say again, sorry, I was in F2 view.
Oh no, I was just saying like it'd be great if they had multiplayer maps. Some of these campaigns, it'd be great to throw those on the server and actually fly the missions.
Yeah, I actually meant to ask Baltic Dragon that yesterday because he sent me a PM asking me some questions for some stuff he's working on, and that's one thing I forgot to ask. And I also need to send him the years that different suites were introduced.
Yeah, he almost joined the 476 a couple years ago.
That would have been sweet, because we definitely would have had a badass mission maker.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if you ask nicely, he'll make us some missions.
I really am kind of in awe on how many cities are modeled and populated.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's beautifully rendered.
Currently, we are just in a 4-ship.
What's beyond the mountain range?
There's an airfield at the very tip of it, but other than that, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm as much fun as I'm going to have in the Dominican Republic this weekend. I'm looking forward to getting back and start changing the location of Operation Vanguard Amble.
Deja Vu 2.0. You had the same problem when you left.
Yeah, and who knows? There's an opportunity I could be deploying again. So new map and the Hornet. So good timing.
Yeah.
So basically, if we want anything to come out, just deploy. So basically, A10 in close formation. You've got for coming in for the overhead.
Amy's on leave for like a month, you bastard.
Or penetration through weather. The penetration through weather in DCS doesn't really work because of how the clouds are rendered right now. You basically still can't see anything. But other than that, no, it's normally route spacing unless you're in combat formation. Yeah, when I got back from my last deployment from Turkey, I was off for a month when I got back because I had, and similar to him, being a reservist, you've got your 2 weeks of reconstitution that's kind of free leave, so to speak, although you're confined to a general area, you're not supposed to leave. But then a reservist, especially a traditional like myself, you have to use all your annual leave. So I could have gone back to my civilian job and double dipped for a month, but I was like, nah, I've been gone for 6.5, I'm going to enjoy myself. Reb, you going to be good, or do we need to climb?
No, I'm good. I'm clear of the mountains.
Copy. I can't really tell from the angle I'm at. Another thing that I like about the Rift, although obviously it's not as clear, it's definitely easier to tell things in 3D. Yeah, I haven't made a deployment to this part of the Middle East, but I've gotten to play in a few others.
Almost a year, I think.
I don't like it either.
I just cannot get into it.
Get into what?
The Rift.
It is not to where I could use it all the time, but it definitely makes it feel like you're actually in the aircraft.
Yeah, it does, but it just seems like a novelty.
Well, I'm not one that normally likes to hear thank you for your service, because to me I'm just doing something I love, but thanks for your service.
I wish Track IR would track like a Rift.
Right now I am using Track IR. Since this is kind of my first sortie in the new Persian Gulf map, I wanted the full effect of my Dell ultra-wide screen. Next time I fly probably won't be until next week because of a vacation this weekend, but I will probably fly with the Rift next time. I want to definitely next Wednesday
tower.
with the
We're on
Hornet,
that mountaintop right there.
Yeah, so in about 8 miles to our about 11 o'clock is going to be the airfield. Actually, I can start seeing it. Yeah, this is the one where Wags landed the first time, and if I remember correctly, went off the end of the runway.
Even little towns down here in the valleys.
Yeah.
Very interesting landscape.
Oh yeah, I like how it goes from typical flat desert to this, and then of course over in Iran, it's got lots of mountainous areas. A lot of combat potential, that's for sure. Kilroy, if you go to the 476 forums, if you don't already have an account there, create one and send me a PM, and that way I will remember, and I'll upload it to my Google Drive and send you the link. Alright, once we get past these little mountainous islands in front of us, we'll turn to the left and start heading back down the other end. I've got my zoom for track IR as the friction slider
that water does
on
look
my
good.
Thrustmaster throttle quad, and forum or Discord, whichever one. More than anything is just so I don't forget.
And even the mountains look better in this than they do in the NTTR.
Yeah, well, so, because me and Amy were talking about it earlier, NTTR is about 2.5 years old. So basically this map is, you know, 2.5 years of progression with Edge, so to speak. So, yeah, really looking forward to where things are going to go. I really hope, because, you know, if you zoom out into me, the entire Persian Gulf is there. I just hope they eventually, if nothing else, populate, you know, what's around the Gulf, like Kuwait City. I would love to be able to fly in and out of Al Jaber in Kuwait, because I've deployed to there twice.
Yeah, it looks like it cuts off right before Baghdad up there.
Alright, so let's check to the right, and we'll head back down the other end side of the coast. So I don't know about y'all, but saddle seems to be not perfect, but definitely better than it was in 251.
Mine started off working fine. It's not there now.
Oh, I said that. Now you guys are frozen like 5 miles behind me.
It kind of updates every couple seconds.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is for some reason it doesn't seem to refresh like it should. Alright, I'm gonna go 185.
Damn, you mentioned saddle and I looked down and yeah, that ain't worth a crap.
So, as far as we've flown, El Dafra is still only 30 minutes away. Now, obviously, the route we're going is going to be a little longer than that, but... Figure we'll continue flying down the coast, and then when it's at about our 1 o'clock, we'll turn left and head back that way. And we'll do an overhead for 3-1 right.
Yeah, I'm still on my external tank.
Yeah, I've got about 800 pounds left on my external.
How can you tell that?
So you take your fuel display,
Oh, that's right.
select,
You can change the knob.
yeah, all the way to external center, and then the left needle represents the tank. I did that before we took off because when Stuka was using it earlier, he said his was showing some weird readings, but mine's looked right the whole time, so I'm not sure what was up.
Oh, maybe he didn't know just the left needle shows it?
No, that he did. He said it was reading 4,000 pounds. I don't know, it was confusing. Oh, that's really cool. The water, well, now to about 7 o'clock, how it's brown for shallow, and then, I mean, that's probably the best transition I've seen yet.
Yeah, I put the Harrier in the drink earlier. The bottom of the ocean's actually modeled, so...
Nice.
In case you were wondering.
Yes! I'll wait and do that next Wednesday in the Hornet.
Hey, that's pretty. That's
What do you
except
say,
they went
Tracy?
to the police, of course.
Yeah, I think there's probably some interesting locations in that mountain range for terrorist training camps to be fictionally set up.
Looks suspicious.
Yeah, right there to our about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock position with boats for them to transport stuff in and out of Iran.
Somebody
Yeah, we may have
put
to
a stop to
practice
that.
strafing small boats.
That'd be fun.
So there was a TDY, oh gosh, how long ago? I think it was 13. We had some jets go from Moody out to Hawaii, and that's what they were doing was strafe run on boats, GBU-12 deliveries on boats.
Really?
Yep. All right, let's slightly to the right reference 195.
Yeah, I was out in Honolulu when they scrambled the F-22s one day. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the F-22. It's I wish we would have made more.
Yeah, I saw they did a study on how much it would cost to reopen the assembly line. It's pretty outrageous, though.
Well, seeing as how Lockheed pretty much has the monopoly on fighter aircraft for the Air Force and U.S. military right now, I'm not surprised.
I'd like to see Boeing update the F-15.
I wish the Air Force would buy the Silent Eagle.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
But no, we're going to end up buying the A-29 or the AT-6 to be the coin light attack aircraft. All right, we're going to continue down to, oh my gosh, I'm going to butcher this name. Bajura International Airport, which is pretty much due south from where we're flying. Then we'll cross the mountains and head back to El Dafra. Oh man, there's some kind of weird shape over on the other side of the strait. I think it's aliens. About 400 pounds left in external. I want to see how low it actually goes, see if there's trap fuel like there would be for real. When we were coming back from Turkey and we were in our first stop, one of our jets, we wouldn't transfer, so we had 4,000 pounds that we got out using buckets. We basically had like a fire line, because that was the only way we could get it, was the drains on the bottom of the tank.
Wow.
Yeah, that was, I didn't go to the top of Mount Etna because of that, because I had to go to work that day.
Did you have to do anything to go back to internal fuel, or you just leave that switch in fuse?
No, it doesn't do anything. It automatically. So basically, the way the transfer system work is the center line or the externals feed your tanks on the jet, which are feeding your engines. If I remember correctly, I know the 4 and 8 feed the wings. No, I need to read that again. I'm probably saying it wrong because I haven't looked at it in a while. But yeah, basically everything's just going to continue to transfer like normal.
Yeah, one thing they need to... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, there's a lot of boats to the left now. Oil tankers, looks like some container tankers, looks like a yacht.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll show up, if you can lock onto those things with any kind of weapons.
I don't know. May have to be the next thing we test, next kind of free flight.
I was gonna say they really need to on NTTR. They need to start adding this one looks a little better. Like there's more color to the terrain.
Yeah.
And NTTR needs more reds. There's a lot of red rocks out there. Like Valley of Fire.
Yeah.
Red Rock west of Vegas.
Looks like that international airport will be off to our left.
Yeah, this map does not seem small to me.
No.
Nah. I mean, I think people like myself and, well, I don't want to speak for Eddie, but I know, like, Eddie's thought process is like mine. You know, I don't want to do it every mission, but man, it would be nice to have to launch, and obviously in an A-10 you've got a ton of fuel, but actually have to hit a tanker to get to where you're going, drop your muns on the way back, hit the tanker and land. Like, theoretically, if the Syria map is big enough, launch out of Turkey, fly into, you know, we'll see how much is modeled, but Iraq, yeah. Which
Yeah,
go ahead.
I wish Joyride would come back. He
Hey,
had such good missions.
You know, I actually mentioned him yesterday, or maybe it was Monday when we were flying, or before we were flying. I saw somebody posted a video to flying Fob Becca in 2.5 that wasn't a 476 member, and I said, man, Joyride used to make some good missions.
Yeah, I remember that was my first mission. Was you started in flight, and then you hit a tanker, and then you had to basically did CAS over, I don't know, was it Tbilisi or something, and escorted Hummers through the city to a C-130. Like, it was just crazy.
So I have not seen any announcement on any other maps on when they're
And I was Eddie's
expected.
wingman, and my mind was just like completely blown.
Yeah, that'll do that, flying off Eddie's wing.
I was like, oh my god, what have I gotten myself into?
The last thing I saw about the Syria map was basically someone
It's just
asked
amazing,
a
the
question
voices,
about Normandy,
all the voices, and everything
it
that he
was
did.
said
It's crazy. I wish he'd come back.
The folks that made the Normandy map are working on the Syria map, and that they'll eventually go back to the Normandy map. I don't know if it's when Syria is released or they get to a point. I can't remember where that was, if it was in Q&A or one of WAG's live streams, I can't recall. Alright, let's go ahead and check right, and we'll start making our way back over the flat terrain and head back towards El Dhafra. And we'll go wings level 240. Oh, that was a good guess. Right,
It's called
establish
airmanship,
240.
Snoopy. Excellent airmanship.
Yeah, so I could not do that again if I wanted to. So even with regular, where my head position is, if you look over to the right, you can see the heroin needle.
Oh, you're right, I can see it. I thought that was something on my monitor, but you're right, you can see it way out there.
Yeah, at first I was like, wait, oh shit, that's actually pretty impressive.
How about that?
Oh, this is different terrain out here now, too.
2025 probably for the map, 2050 for the F-16.
It's the moon out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I am pretty impressed with this map, even in the initial alpha. And haven't even gone near Iran yet. See, I'm messed up in the head. I'd like to be able to simulate deployment and launch from Nellis, fly to the edge of the map there, spawn on the far western side of the Syria map, fly across from there, having to tank however many times, to spawn up to the north part of this map around where Kuwait is, having to hit the tank flying down, a tanker flying down over the Persian Gulf to be at the deployed location of El Dhafra.
Well, that's still way shorter than it would actually take.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then if we get Afghanistan, hop from El Dhafra over to Kandahar.
That's what a lot of these FSX military simulator guys do. They actually do the deployments.
Yeah, see.
Like all the way around the world. That's crazy.
I enjoy flying, but I have no desire to wear a diaper for the 10-hour flight from the Azores to Moody. Alright, let's check to the left 250 and we'll intercept the TACAN to line up for the overhead for 3-1 right. Alright, establishing 225. I think I said 250, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a special kind of stupid sometimes.
It's just like, why are they coming at me?
That's that doing math in my head. So, got the tone for TACAN, but 76-ish miles away, so I don't have any indication on HSI yet.
I actually have 7.7 showing.
It says 8.7.
Yeah, I just switched back to a steer point. My steer point's El Dhafra, and I'm showing 70, almost 75 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing.
Rick, you were so quiet, I forgot you were here.
I've been trying to hold position and sight see at the same time.
Oh, I'm actually picking up the TACAN now.
Oh, let me switch over.
Warning, autopilot.
Yeah, it helps if you don't accidentally hit HARS.
Is it working?
I am still not getting TACAN.
I cycled the TACAN off back to TR and it seems to work.
Let me try that. Oh, no, I didn't even touch anything and it just popped up.
Magic.
I was just getting ready to say that I showed the needle pointing off to about 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, cycle your pinky switch.
Yeah, I cycled it.
Alright, I'm going to F10 real quick.
The FTAD.
Yeah.
Even the dunes look good out here.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Course looks to be about 306 for the runway. Yeah, the texture artist for this map, yeah, I don't think they will, but I wish they would go back and tweak the knitter and add like Edwards and the range that's down there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you wouldn't just get, Edwards, you'd also get China Lake and
Yep.
29 Palms, all the naval weapon testing down there.
Maybe they're secretly thinking about doing that because of the Hornet.
Nice.
Not holding my breath though. We'll get sweet 8, A10 before we get that.
Yeah, if you just go up to the northwest a little farther, you get Fallon and all the Top Gun ranges.
Well, so if we're going to do that, let's go northeast and get Hill Air Force Base and the UTR, or UTTR.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We can do that too. Go re-wing our A-10s.
Yeah. Actually, if we're going to re-wing the A-10s, let's get ED to fix the external model to get rid of the lift transducer on the right side, because that's drove me crazy for the last 6-7 years.
Is that on the skin, or is that actually part of the model?
So I think how they have it is the wings mirror each other for parts of it, because it's the same thing with how I painted the chaff and flare cubes to represent chaff or flare actually being there. But on one of the skin PST files, I've got it where there's actually looks like 1 or 2 are gone, but it still shows as full. So I think it mirrors.
Oh, that's what it's... Okay, that makes sense then.
Although it does look like there is a 3D aspect to the transducer actually sticking out, but I can't tell from just looking out the pit. Even in F2 view, I can't really tell. Alright, let's go ahead and go echelon left. Copy, Reb.
I copy. I'm waiting to see what Coop's gonna do.
Copy.
Yeah, I'm crossing under.
1.
I don't have any controls. I've just lost.
Have what?
He's lost his controller. It looks like.
Ah, nice. Pinky switch.
Pinky switch.
It's back now. I don't know what the hell happened. I couldn't turn. I couldn't do anything. I started crossing under, and all of a sudden everything just froze.
Pinky switch. All right. Do you have
No.
visual on 3 and 4?
Yeah, I got a visual on y'all. I'm coming back to you.
Okay. Don't warp now, because you'd warp and take out all 3 of us. Where are you going? You're about to go underneath me.
Thought you were Coop.
You see those big green vertical tails? No one else has those.
I see them. I wasn't looking at tails. I was just looking at an airplane trying to avoid it.
I'm blind on you, Reb, so I'm kind of... There you are. Gotcha.
That's the first glitch I've had in this whole mission so far, that they just froze for a moment.
Not counting the pinky switch earlier.
Yeah.
All right, now, come on now.
Have been smooth.
Yeah, I froze up for like a half a second just before we got to Heroin City. All right, throttle them back to 650 ITT.
Two settle.
Yeah, gotcha. I mean, even the horizon has got kind of that, like foggish look to it, like you actually would.
Yeah, it's very realistic.
It's like I told Stuka and Tex when we were having a command staff meeting the other day, that all these plans that Eddie and I and Stuka and Gopher and Rat and Wolfman and Joyride, when we all stood up the 476, is finally coming to fruition, or on the horizon, and there's only 3 of us founders left active. All right, let's go ahead and descend to 4,000. See, even out in the middle of here, in a coin mission, oh yeah, so much opportunity. Leveling off before. Eldafra, Cylon 1, 4-ship A-10, approximately 30 miles out, inbound for 3-1 right overhead. And I'm not even going to actual radio sim ATC. It'll just yell at us when we land on probably the wrong end, but it'll be alright for tonight. Yeah, ironically enough, we have an OI talking human-controlled versus non-human controlled using LOT ATC. We just really haven't pressed much with the development since SRS is not integrated in LOT ATC yet. All right, let's start checking to the right to reference 306.
Yeehaw!
Good.
There's the moon. Woo-hoo. Alright, let's go 550 ITT, then we'll descend down to 3000 and try and close it up. And starting to level off for 3000. Yeah, hopefully it'll get eventually. I thought I heard somewhere that they're talking about updating the cockpit 3D model as well. Probably has to do with part of the like the flood lighting and stuff too. That'd be nice. Get it on par with what the Hornet's going to be. Let's go back up 650 ITT. Correcting to the right slightly, I'm not quite lined up on 3-1 right. And descend to 1500. Correcting to the left slightly, continue down to 1500. Leveling off for 15 and going wings level 306. Someone is eventually going to end up landing in that parallel taxiway in the middle of the two runways. All right, close it up. Aldarfa Tower, Silent 1-4 ship A-10, 5 miles from the overhead, 3-1 right, full stop. Whew. Aldafra, Cylon 1-1 in the break. Aldafra, Cylon 1-1, right base, gear down, full stop. 3-1 right.
Aldafra, Cylon 1-2, right base, gear down, flaps down. 3-1 right.
Altitude, altitude.
Aldafra, Cylon 1-3, right base, gear, full stop, 3-1 right.
Aldafra, Cylon 1-4, base gear, stop right.
One is taking the right.
Cylon 1-2, take left.
Airport diagram is a must.
Enfield 1-1, taxi to parking area.
Aldafra, Cylon 1-1, tier clear of 3-1 right.
Aldafra, Cylon 1-2, clear of active. I have no idea what this taxiway is called.
Now because ED doesn't even have diagram.
Enfield 1-1, taxi to parking area. Enfield 1-1, taxi to parking area.
There's no signage?
Nope. Because the only signage they have is the runway at the hold short, because they
Enfield
don't
1-1,
have
taxi to parking area.
an airfield diagram or anything to go off of, and they can't find one. So
1-3 clear of 311.
There's two things I may ask Noodle if he has the time to do. Make approach and departure plates, instrument plates for El Dafra, because really the others don't matter. And once I make the airport diagram and decide what is Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, etc., make the 3D models and basically populate the this airfield, kind of like Stuka did for the Knitter.
How many pounds of fuel are in that external tank?
4,000.
4,000? Wow.
Yeah, when I first came in active duty and we deploy, we would load 2 of them, but the extra drag offsets the benefit of the extra fuel.
We burned about 6,000 pounds on that little mission.
Yeah. Can't remember if this is our turn in or not. We'll go to the next one. Alright gents, I'm going to shut down and go and crash out since it's almost 11 o'clock and I'm old and have to go to work early.
Snoopy, that was fun.
Ready to explore some more and start blowing some stuff up on this map.
Yeah, thanks for coming up flying, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, Baxter, welcome back.
Yeah, Baxter, it's good flying with you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Hopefully I can keep it going this time.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And whoever is or was watching the stream,
All right, thanks, Snoopy. Reb, see you in Cool Hand
appreciate
soon.
it. Have a
Tomorrow,
good evening.
probably.
And
Yeah, I'll be on here tomorrow.
flying
I'm
again
gonna enjoy it. That was
next
fun.
Thursday for sure.
All right, go get your
and
sleep, old man.
Probably Wednesday and
Night,
toss
guys.
the Hornet around a little bit.
Good night, guys.
All right, see y'all later.
Yep. I'm out of here.